Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? All right, let's get this moving. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. And before we start, okay, I've been talking to a lot of agents this week, and I would love to just kind of clear the air here. A lot of the agents I've talked to are concerned about some of the recent court decision with NAR and Buyer's Commission. And so I've seen a lot of responses to this. Not all of them are helpful. So would it be helpful if no matter what else you get from this call, you at least take away just an empowering way to kind of frame this and think about it that gives you all the resources you need to go out and make a difference the rest of this year. Okay, awesome. Here we go. Here it is. It's as simple as agents clearly need to explain their value. That's it. It's like every other industry, just like the mortgage industry did back in 2010 with our comp regulations. And if you're a new agent or if you don't know how to clearly explain your value to a client, stick with me to the end. I've got something for you, and I'll share that with you here at the end. All right, you guys ready to jump in? Well, a little bit about me. I grew up in an apple orchard, and the soundtrack to my early childhood, it was the sound of sprinklers, and in Washington, let me make this big here. In Washington, everyone thinks of, rainy Seattle. Most people don't know that where the apples are grown, that region's basically a desert. And in that area, you can see how arid it is here. And here's the orchards and the vineyards. In that area, without water, you die. Without irrigation, your crops die. So every morning before the sun came up, I joined my dad to move the sprinklers. We put on, cold, wet boots, pick up long, heavy pipes filled with this glacier water here. I was 10 years old. And the reason we did that every day is because there's no weekend on an apple orchard. You do what needs to be done every day, because if you take care of the apple trees, those apple trees will take care of you. And when I began in the mortgage industry, it was during a time of drought. Does anyone here remember 07? I had no experience, no knowledge, no clients. Yet I knew if I kept getting up early to tend to that business and I didn't stop working, it would eventually pay off. And that period of time, that's when I learned if you take care of your business each day, your business will take care of you. And fast forward to today, we're lucky. We're in an industry with large commissions. One transaction, one closing, one apple could be $5, $10, $15,000, even more. And it's easy to think that we can kind of coast after that one nice big apple, that one closing. And during the last 2 years, we had incredible harvest. People were lined up to buy at record prices. Almost anyone could sell almost any home. And we forget that a lot of those results were the result of the previous 15 years of growing those relationships. And the unfortunate truth, as I talked to a lot of agents today, is that it's not raining for most agents this year. And so my, request for you, my challenge to you is to get up early and get back to moving sprinklers. In the orchards, harvest, it only comes once per year. And if something happens at the beginning to wipe out this year's crop, guess what? It's a long stretch to get to that next harvest. So I would like to challenge you to think today, if every action we do today, it's going to compound and it's going to produce 10 times the result, what would you choose to do different today? It's not the most exciting thing, taking care of an orchard during the months that lead up to the harvest, but those small decisions that you make every day during that year lead up to that incredible harvest. So that's where we find ourselves today. And the reason I share this is that our client relationships, they're the trees. Each commission's a single apple, and our relationships with these clients, those are the trees. And in the orchard, my family owns the land and the trees. Yet in our business, none of us owns them. If we don't water those trees, someone else will. And our decisions today to water or to not water these relationships, it's what determines this. So my challenge to you today is to decide to get up early again with me and water these trees. This means We eat today, our children, their children feast tomorrow. Who's with me? So let's talk about this. The long game here. So did you know that an apple tree takes 7 years before it grows fruit? And that first harvest, it's pretty lean. So what is the value of one newly planted tree? $20? When you factor in water and expenses, fertilizer, you're probably in the negative. What's the value of that tree in 7 years? $10,000? And yet, what is the value in 7 years if we stopped watering it in year 3? We're back to zero. And the point here, the reason I share this, it's that in relationships, just like in farming, the long game, it's the only one that counts. We're in a relationship business, and we are sitting on an incredible book of business. So let's get strategic about this. This is the show me the money, the slide. So everyone get out a piece of paper, and we're going to go through an exercise here. And the goal here is to give you a strategic shift, not in just understanding how much potential revenue is already all around you, but to also change how you see yourself and change how you relate to your business so that you can capture that, and you can capture that long term to help you get where you really want to go. Is that okay? Okay, awesome. All right, so the first one here, first question, how many clients do you have? Go ahead and write down how many clients you have. Okay. And if you want to put that in chat, I believe I can see those as well. So the next one, I want you to write down how often do they transact? How often do they sell or buy? And per NAR's report this year, it's every 13.2 years. And so that really represents one sale, one purchase every 13.2 years. We're going to round that down to 7. So about every 7 years, there's going to be one transaction. Does that sound about right? Does that sound about normal? Most families change homes about every 7 years. So we have the number of clients. And then the next line, I want you to write down, what is your average commission? Do you make $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on average or more per transaction, per closed and funded transaction? Okay, now we're going to multiply these. We're going to multiply the number of clients by the average commission. What number do you get? Go ahead and post this here in the chat. Usually the numbers I see here, $1.5 million. And the math, say you have 100 past clients. Say your average is $10,000 per client. You're sitting on a $1 million book of business, right? This is the value of your current relationships with your clients over the next 7 years. But that's just if you keep watering them. Remember, if you stop watering them, it goes all the way back to zero. Actually, it goes to whoever does show up and whoever waters them. How long do you plan to stay in this industry? You plan to stay in 14 years or more? Multiply it again. That $1 million book of business now is 2, 3 million or more. Pretty incredible, isn't it? And I'd like to invite you to change your perspective, to see this for what it truly is. It's a predictable stream of income from the people most likely to work with you. You own a business. You're a business owner who is managing a $1 million book of business. For some of you, it might be $1.5 million. And I want you to say that. Repeat after me. I am a business owner, and I manage and whatever number your book of business was, I manage a $1.5 million book of business. It's pretty powerful, isn't it? If you knew that the relationships around you, if watered, and nurtured would produce over $1 million for you, what would that do for you? So obviously you're going to get a predictable stream of income and you get to work with your friends. So you get $1 million, predictable stream of income, work with your friends. And let's take an example now from luxury car sales. One of my mentors, Todd Duncan, he's bought over a dozen cars from the same salesperson over the year. And this salesperson is incredible. He reaches out to him, checks in every month. He's going to check in and see just how his car is performing, make sure that he's completing all of the maintenance requirements. And interestingly enough, whenever he comes in to drop off his car to get the maintenance done, this salesperson makes sure that he leaves with the newest model of the exact same car he has. And he points out, I know how much you love, the walnut trim and the Sedona red leather interior. I wanted to let you know that next year's model has the walnut and it has some trim, some teak insets, plus that Sedona, leather that you like. He is planting the seeds for his next sale every time he's doing a service interaction with him. You think that, proactively by staying in touch with him and understanding his auto needs, that he'll be the one that'll be in a position to solve his needs? Right. That's why he sold him a dozen cars during that time. So in luxury car sales, that sales cycle, it's about 24 to 36 months. And in real estate sales, the sales prices are about 10 times more. Your commissions as an agent are about 5 times more than a car salesperson. And that entire sales cycle, it's only about 60 to 84 months. So it's slightly longer. And my question for you is, can anyone here afford to not stay in touch with your friends who just made a huge purchase with you? What's the cost of that? So let's shift our perspective. We're going to look at a different industry. We're going to look at the business model of the top insurance agents and financial planners, because their business model, it's focused on retention, right? It's keeping the right clients for life so they can be profitable, have predictability, and have work-life balance. How different would your life be if in real estate you had guaranteed profitability, predictable income streams, and a work-life balance? So in these industries, what is normal is keeping about 84% of your clients. This means you keep 84% of your business year after year for decades, and it pays you consistent income. Yet in real estate, what is normal is losing 84% of your clients every single month. Here's what this looks like. Clients that love you at closing, the next month, going out and chasing random strangers that are talking to other agents to get the chance to help them get one home. It means forgetting your favorite clients and chasing strangers who, let's face it, they probably already know 8 other agents. So how many of you would like to stop cold calls, stop showing homes to strangers? How many of you would like predictable income? How do we get these? It's simple. We get these by watering these relationships every day. Okay, now we're going to add one more step on this. We're going to look at the value of the referrals from your clients. So that $1.5 million book of business, that was just by staying in touch with the clients and helping them one time every 7 years. When we look at the value of the referrals from these relationships, it's kind of like taking branches off of one tree and planting them, and they each grow into their own tree, their own orchards. So this really gets big real quick. So on that same sheet of paper, I want you to write down how many clients do you have? You'll notice I didn't say past clients. The reason I didn't say past clients is they're only past clients if you don't stay in touch with them, right? There's a client that you helped get into a home and you don't stay in touch, it's probably no longer your client. They're probably going to use someone else. So staying in touch with them means It's an ongoing client relationship because I have an ongoing relationship with them. That one word changes everything for me. So these are clients. Write down how many clients you have, and then how many transactions is the average client aware of? Go ahead and put this in chat. How many, on average, how many purchase or sale transactions do you think a person is aware of? And per NAR, once again, this is per that report from NAR, about 15. So let's be real conservative. I mean, I know you're not going to get 15 transactions from every client. So let's be conservative. We'll take half of that. Let's take 7. And you're probably not going to get every one of those as well. So let's cut that even more. Half of that. We're just going to say 3. So every client that you have, if you stay in touch, they're aware of 15. There's probably 3 opportunities for you to fund a transaction. So we're going to multiply those 2. And then what is your average commission? What, 5, 10, 15 more? We're going to multiply that by the number of clients times 3. And now I want you to multiply that by 7 years. So let's just say you've got 100 past clients, 100 clients times 3 funded transactions per year. That's 300. Let's say $10,000 average commission. That's $3 million times 7. That's a $21 million book of business. 21 million dollars. Okay. So remember, your 100 clients, helping them again every 7 years, that's worth about $1 million of revenue to you. And staying in touch with them and helping their referrals is worth 21 million. This is the long game, and this is where the big money comes from. So this is still a conservative estimate of the value of the referrals from your client relationships. I mean, what would you do with $22 million? I know what I'd do. So if you already have a $22 million book of business, is there any reason that you would stop watering these relationships so you can pay Zillow to chase random strangers who, let's face it, they're probably already talking to another agent already? So where are you guys at right now? This is a lot of information. It's a decent amount of math. Are you guys tracking with this? Is this too much? Would you like to see what consistently staying in touch with your clients will do longer than 7 years? Like 22 million just in 7 years. Now let's go even longer than that. So my uncle Jim, he's been growing apples for over 5 decades. And you think he's the one that's still moving the sprinklers? No, I mean he's hired a foreman, he's hired a team. They do all of that. They basically run the orchard for him. And it's funny, every time I talk to Jim, usually he's taking a long vacation. He's in Hawaii, Fiji, New Zealand, while his team is the one managing that orchard. And we can do the same thing in real estate, right? How do we do that? We do it with systems. And these systems, they're going to keep our business consistent and profitable. Plus, they're going to give us work-life balance. And if you have a stable, consistent business, guess what? You can sell it to someone for about 3 years worth of profits. So if it's generating $1 million a year of profit, you can probably sell it for 3 million. And then you can receive passive income while you're the one relaxing on the beach. Systems are what help us do this, right? So over time, when we build this up, if we have relationships, we've developed these relationships, we have systems to continue to serve them and to generate referrals and help those clients get into homes. And we've built up a reputation. The value of our reputation, the systems, and those relationships are the value that we can sell this business for in the future. So pretty impactful here. I saw some new faces here on this stream. And so what if you're a new agent, you've got no clients? Well, you're probably in for a few challenges. This year has a few market challenges. It's not impossible. It's the same place I started in back when I was in a challenging market. I've been there. I feel for you. I've got a few resources to help. So if you can, go ahead and scan this QR code. Contact me to schedule time to go over the Realtor Starter Pack. This is going to help you find clients quickly. And it's broken up into three things. One, clients, consistent daily prospecting to find clients. Two, conversion, that is scripts to improve what you're saying so you can help more of those people you're reaching out to. And then three, it's going to be systems. It's borrowing systems from me and from other agents to keep the wheels on, to just grow it and scale it. So I'll share how to get yourself to do this, share the scripts that work, the systems to sell more homes in less time. And there's even a script for explaining your value after that NAR ruling. So if that's helpful for you, scan this and I'll share it with you. And let's get super practical now. These are the things to do so that you can harvest those relationships. So number one, so that you can get that $22 million asset, have predictable income, and have a life, the first thing to do today is to time block daily client calls. Okay. The reason it's daily is that things that you do every day are going to compound over time. Things that you don't do daily go back to zero. We want something that compounds, grows greater over time. Usually the first question I get is, what do I say when I'm calling my past clients? Well, does everyone know what Ford questions are? Questions about family, occupation, what is the third one? Recreation, and dreams or goals. If not, I have a training on that I can send over to you as well. Just shoot me a quick email. But those are a series of questions you can ask so that it's conversational, it's easy, and you can find out the information to know if they have pain or pleasure in their life, which is a great indicator for if they have pain or pleasure with their home. The reason I say that is when people go through a change in their life, a big life change, they're probably going to have a change in their home. So the next part here is, when do we do this? Did you know that clients, the first year after closing a home, they're more likely to take your call. They're more likely to refer clients that first year. Plus for you, it's less awkward. You're more in flow. You're more, top of mind. They probably have other questions for you. And they're probably having conversations with everyone they talk to about homes anyway. So that's a real easy, natural fit. And with our team, we've got a 7-day, a 30-day, a 90-day, a 6-month, and then a 1-year check-in. And then after that, every year on the anniversary. So that's a real easy way to do that. Just time block these, schedule them, and reach out to them. And then the next one I have here is birthdays. You know how many clients I've reconnected with and gotten into homes just from calling them on their birthday? It's probably one per week. And it's just a fun conversation. It's about them. And at the end of that call, I just say, hey, before I get off the phone, if I looked in my CRM and they have not gotten home yet, I'll just say, I was thinking about you today and just want to check, did you already get a home, or is that something you're still wanting to get this year? That's it. If they say, yeah, we got a home, great. Tell me about it. If they say they didn't, great. Let's schedule a time this next week to make sure you're prepared for when the right home comes on the market. That one's fun. All right. So the next thing of what to do, it's getting a ninja on social media. So social media is powerful, and it's kind of like a casino. Everything in a casino, you walk in there, everything about it is, it's designed to keep you happy enough and distracted enough to not notice that they're draining the money out of your pocket, right? They're taking your attention, they're taking your money. And They're just kind of keeping you entertained and distracted. That's what social media is. That entire ecosystem, it only gains money when they keep people distracted enough to extract their attention and their money. And so when you, as a sales professional, are competing with the casino to capture people's attention and money, the casino is the house, the app is the house. You're probably not going to win that game. The odds in that game are not that good. So think of it this way: like you walk into a casino, you see someone that you want to work with that's betting at a table. Observe them, watch them, see how they bet, see how their mind works, see what's important to them. And when they get up from the table, invite them to go do some kind of bet with only you, right? That's kind of the concept. So here's how this works. Every day, time block 5-10 minutes to look at our clients, and we're going to look for life changes, right? Life changes precipitate home changes. Say that after me. Life changes cause home changes. That means if they announce, they're pregnant or they just had a baby, they're engaged, they got married, they got divorced, new job promotion, we know that within a certain amount of time, they most likely will change their home as well. And so instead of trying to engage with them in that casino environment, posting, hey, congratulations on your baby. If you want to go look at homes with me, I have some time this Thursday. Uh, that is that's a not very effective sales strategy. What's more effective? Put them on on your list, your call list for the next day. Call them and say, congratulations, I saw you have a baby. Tell me about that. That's really exciting. So, are you going to turn the office into a bedroom? What are your plans there? And they'll probably share the information that you need to help them with their next home purchase. Okay. Does that make sense so far? So that one is getting information from social media, but the ninja approach is to influence them offline. Okay. Go online to get information, go offline to influence people. Third one, keep a hot and warm list. This is super easy, but I'll make it super simple for you. Our goal here is to stay in relationship with the families who have a goal to get a home in the next year. That's it. Did you know that 80% of families, they use the first realtor they talk to after they decide to get a home? You probably are like me. You've probably heard, I'm sorry, it was just so crazy. Things moved really fast. We got a home, but we love you. You're great. And we promise we'll use you the next time. Why does this happen? Is it, buyers are liars? Is it, that was a shady agent, I just got sharked by a shady agent? Or is it, I didn't stay in flow, I didn't stay in relationship with my friends? That's on me. Staying in flow with these hot and warm buyers keeps you in the position to be their agent. And so hot is they have a buying need in less than 90 days. Warm is they have a buying need in less than 1 year. This can be super simple, as low tech as, a pad of paper and a list. And I'll be real here though. There's a discipline to doing this every day for 7 years. There's a cost in this. There's a cost in time, in effort, in feeling awkward, feeling like you're going to be pushy or salesy. Most agents don't do this. Yet let me ask you, if you imagine this 5 years from now, which of these costs more? Each of these decisions is going to have a cost. What's the cost of staying in touch with friends and clients who have a need for their home? And what's the cost of not doing that? What's the cost of not staying in touch, feeling like a bad agent, maybe a bad friend for not reaching out, feeling the pain of lost commissions or seeing their social media posts? There's a cost either way. Which cost do you choose? And it's funny. There's a paradox of cost, and that is, over time, the things that have the highest value or the highest benefit usually have the highest cost today, right? And the things that have the lowest cost today end up costing me the most over time. So the simplest part, here's 4 things to do to nurture and water these relationships. The simplest way, it's to partner with our team, and we can do this together. So we excel in world-class service, and we don't stop at world-class service when someone gets in the home. We operate differently from other lenders because we establish partnerships with our realtors. So if we're partners during the transaction, we're going to cross-sell you better than anyone else in town. And when it comes to influence, does it matter who says it? Yeah, we can do more to influence your value to a client in one conversation than you can do in months of follow up because we're not you, right? If it came from your mouth, it might sound salesy or self servicing, but we can clearly speak to the client about your value. We're really good at building trust with clients and then transferring all of that to you. And in the same way that, if you allow a client to work with a weak or an inexperienced lender, doesn't it eventually affect your credibility and your reputation? At some point in the transaction, it's probably going to go sideways. And even if you didn't recommend that lender, that client will still remember that stress when they think of you. So, in the same way, when you partner with us, the incredible service experiences that they receive, our service, our reputation, our 1,000+ 5-star reviews, that rubs off on you and positively impacts your reputation as well. So that's before application. What if you had a team that listened for the signs that a client's talking to other agents and then reach out to you to help you reconnect? We had one of those, I think, just this past week. What's the value of a lender that helps you know when a client is kind of getting out of flow and reconnects you? What's the value of a lender that makes a mortgage approval process feel like Christmas morning? Multiple gifts, handwritten cards, gifts afterwards. For the rest of someone's life, they're going to get at least 2 personal gifts per year. Does your lender stay on top of mind and harvest additional referral opportunities for you? In the same way that the difference between helping your clients one time was $1 million and helping all of the referrals they generated by staying in touch was worth 21 million. There's a huge difference when you have a lender that plays the long game with you. And in a lender, when I think 60% of lenders are projected to leave the industry, can you afford to lose the potential $21 million? Let's talk about HomeBot. What's the value of a lender partner that sends a personalized monthly email to every one of your clients, letting them know how much equity they have, what this equity could do to help them buy a lake house, buy an investment property? It's honestly like an automatic real estate portfolio review that it plants the seeds for that next transaction. It's the same thing that car salesperson was doing, but we do it for you to every one of our mutual clients. And so, and one last thing, and this is an even bigger value. When we receive client referrals, we're going to send these to our partners. I had one family that a realtor referred, had a great experience. That client referred me his coworker. We got him approved, sent it back to that realtor, fed their family. That client had a great experience. His coworker reached out to me. We sent it back to that same realtor. In fact, that realtor referred one family and we generated 4 more referrals to send back. So that realtor got 5 transactions off of one referral based on our service and what we do after the fact to harvest those referrals. So imagine multiplying that by 7 years and 3 referral opportunities per year. I track the amount of business I refer to my agents. That's one of the metrics that I track. This year, so far, I've referred almost $2 million to agents, which is over $54,000 of commission just this year. So that's the big value to you of partnering. If you think we'd be a great fit, go ahead and scan this Calendly. We'd love to work with you and share all these with you to help you get that $22 million. So the next steps here. Thank you guys for your time. The next steps, if we are not working together, I did see some new faces on this call. Go ahead and scan this. Let's set up a time. Let's meet. Uh, see if we're a good fit and unlock some of the tools and the strategies we have to help you, um, water these relationships and generate this business that you're sitting on right now. Number two, refer. Who do you know? I would love the opportunity to talk to and cross sell you to every person you're talking to that has a need for a home in the next year. So buying, selling, it doesn't matter. As long as they have a need for a home in the next year, we'd love to communicate with them and make you look great. And then the third request here, December 6th, the first Wednesday of December at 11 o'clock, I've got another very impactful realtor training we're going to be doing as well. So I thought I had a QR code for that. I'll go ahead and post that online after this. So thank you guys for your time. I wanted to turn it over to you and see what kind of questions do you have. We've gone through quite a bit here pretty quickly. Go ahead and chat. What questions do you have for me? Okay, not seeing many questions here. So thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Love to help. Thank you guys. We'll see you soon.